Long leg grip.
We back on Smoke Sports. I know the last video I did my top 10 defensive prospects. Oh, first of all, we 7 days away from the NFL draft. It's officially next week. 7-day countdown. In this episode, I'm gonna do my top 10 offensive prospects. So, let's work. Number one, without a doubt, y'all should already know who number one is, the best prospect in this draft on the offensive side of the ball, Trevor Lawrence. 6'6", 220. He's a 5-star athlete coming out of high school. The best, number one rated pocket passer in the class 2018. Look, if you was eligible, that's why I really don't understand. But then again, I play football and I play basketball too, and I do understand why football players can't really declare after their first year, because it's I think it's a mental thing, a physicality thing. It's a whole lot that goes into it. But his first year at Clemson, 3,280 passing yards, 30 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. As a true freshman, led them to the title, beat Alabama. They were talking about his first year, his freshman year, he would have been the number one draft pick, which I 100% agree, with the first quarterback off the draft board, which is 100% because he was the best quarterback in college that year. And I think he's just the best. He is our generation talent. Him, Justin Fields is generation talent. We're going to talk about Justin Fields in a little bit too. But yeah, I love Trevor Lawrence. I seen him play at the All-American game. I watched him all through high school. And look, people discredit him on his speed, but look, some games when he played, was it 2019? It was 2019 in it was either the Sugar Bowl or the PlayStation Fiesta. It was the Fiesta Bowl against Ohio State in the playoffs. He had a huge run. And I'm looking like, since when he can run? And I think that improved from last year to this year, and you can just see. And I feel like he's going to be a run threat too in the NFL. I like him going number one. He's going number one to the Jaguars. So I hope Urban Meyer uses his legs, and he throws the ball in tight windows. And like I said, the best pocket passer. Like, he's gonna be a Hall of Famer in the NFL. The best to lead that. And then his second year was his best year out of all 3 years. 3,665 passing yards, 36 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. They lost though in the national championship to LSU. LSU was great that year, lights out. And then this past year, they got blown out. Look, my Buckeyes gave it to him in the playoffs, but he still had a solid season. 3,153 yards, 24 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, despite missing 2 games because of COVID. But yeah, best quarterback in this draft. Number 2, this guy right here is a specimen, man. He's a generational type player. You don't see no tight ends, 6'6", 240, running 4.4s, playing in the SEC, giving J.C. Horn matchup problems. Pat Surtain, Derek Stingley. Come on now. And these is 3 of the best cornerbacks in college football. Was the 3 best cornerbacks in college football, and the 2 best corners, or one of the 2 best corners in this upcoming draft. And bro, he has a 7 feet wingspan. He ran a 4.4 at the combine. Bro, if you watch his tape, you wouldn't even think he's a tight end. He needs to improve in his blocking a little bit, but his body control, phenomenal. Plays just like a wide receiver. Like I said, 6'6", 240. He's fast. He needs to block better. But let me talk about his production in past years. 2019 season, 51 receptions, 610 yards, receiving 5 TDs. He had a great 2020 season. 43 receptions, 770 yards, and 12 TDs. And look, he gave Alabama and the SEC championship fits, man. He gave them fits. They could not stop him. They came up short because Devontae Smith was on that other side of the ball going off. Had a 184 receiving yards. We'll talk about him later too. He's in my top 10 as well. But look, Kyle Pitts. I've seen a lot of teams. I've seen Atlanta right there at 4, Cowboys even. Honestly, any team he goes to, I like him. He needs to go to the Dolphins, because the Dolphins need to better their offense just a little bit better and help Tua out. So I might go at 4 to the Falcons or Miami. I don't really know. It's gonna come down to who gets picked in the first, second, and third, and that's gonna flow how the rest of the draft is. But yeah, Kyle Pitts, the best receiver. I'm gonna call him a receiver. He's the best receiver in his draft. And then number 3, Penei Sewell, 6'6", 320. First of all, he's only 20 years old and he's dominant. He is strong. Did 30 reps on the bench. And if you just watch his film, he's athletic. He has smooth feet. And on the run blocks, you better get out the way. When he gets to that second level, it's over for you linebackers and safeties. So, and he has great feet for a tackle. I think I might have said that already. And he ran pretty good, ran a 5 flat. And he's only 20 years old. And look, the Bengals, Cincinnati, I know y'all probably ain't watching this right now, but y'all got pick number 5. Y'all need to get him. Y'all want to protect Joe Burrows. Joe Burrows is the franchise quarterback. The Joe Burrows was hurt last year. He tore his ACL because he was getting no protection. I'm going to say he wasn't getting no protection. That's why he tore his ACL. But no, the whole season he was getting knocked down, beat up the whole season. You know why? Because their offensive line was terrible. And I seen them talking about reuniting Jamar Chase and Joe Burrows, which is cool. And y'all can get this receiver draft. This receiver class is so deep. You can get a receiver 3rd, 4th round and throw him out there ain't gonna stop. But that kid right there, Penei Sewell, he is the best offensive lineman in the draft. And he's a generational type player. And he's only 20 years old, so he only gonna get better. Get good coaching around him. Look, man, 6'6", 320. He's a monster on tape. So the Bengals, y'all need to draft him. Number 4, you know what? Number 4, this is my guy. You know, my Ohio State fan. I'm not even just being biased either. The second best quarterback. And he's not too far behind, not Joe Burrow. He's not too far behind Trevor Lawrence. And I'm tired of all these analysts just like doubting my man. Justin Fields, 6'3", 227, and he ran pretty good at his pro day. And he had a second pro day. And, you know, I just think it's official now he's going to number 3. Because I don't think Kyle Shanahan, great coach for the Redskins for a few years, got Kirk Cousins right. I don't think he's trading up all the way to the number 3 spot to draft no Mac Jones. Don't get me, Mac Jones I ain't gonna lie, Mac Jones is overrated to me, but we gonna get into that later. But Justin Fields is the second best quarterback in the draft, from Georgia. He's tough too. If you watch him against Clemson, he might have broke. I ain't gonna lie, he might have fractured one of his ribs. I don't think they just want telling people. He hurt his ribs right there in the semis against Clemson. Takes out one play, goes back next play, throws a touchdown. Come on now, it's toughness. Look, he never lost a Big Ten game as a starter too, and his legs is the biggest X factor for teams because people didn't really know about his legs coming in to college. I mean, yeah, he had some good rushing TDs in high school, but you feel me? His arm, he can put the ball in tight windows, and like I said, his legs is the X factor. That's what helped him this whole season. That's where you see that big jump from rushing yards from his first year at Ohio State to the next year, and he was a factor this whole little season. He only played 6, 7, 8 games. But look, we're gonna talk about his best game. His best game of 2020, 385 passing yards again, 6 TDs, 6 passing TDs at that versus number 2 Clemson. I watched that game from start to finish, and look, he just dominated that Clemson Tigers defense. Great Clemson Tigers defense too at that, and I think that game really boosted his stock because before that I was hearing a whole lot of Trey Lance, and mind you, Trey Lance only played 1 season. Don't get me wrong, he's a great kid. We're gonna talk about him again too later in my top 10. But look, his confidence, man, he's a winner. 2-time Big Ten Player of the Year, not for 2-time Big Ten QB of the Year from 2019 to 2020, first 2 and only 2 years, and 2-time first team All Big Ten. And like I said, he is a baller. We're going to talk about his 2019 season, 3,273 yards, 41 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. And those 3 interceptions, I believe, came in the postseason. And 471 rushing yards. The following year, this year, I mean, it was a COVID year, so he only really played, 6 regular season games, 2,100 yards, passing, 22 passing TDs, 6 interceptions, and 383 rushing yards. And like I said, I told you his best games was the Clemson and the Penn State game, 318 passing yards, 4 TDs against Penn State. The best QB in this draft. Come on now. He's going number 3. And I'm telling you, if he gets to the 49ers is an easily Super Bowl contender this year. So number 5, the best I ain't gonna. No, I just said he's probably the second best like receiver in the draft because I don't care what you say. Kyle Pitts, he's the tight end, but he's the best receiver in this draft. Jamar Chase, 6'1", 208, 4.38 speed, and he's a deep ball threat. Come on now, 8 TDs catches for 50 yards plus in 2019, and mind you, he was doing that at 19 years old. And they had a nerve and say, well, I'm not even going to argue that, but Devontae Smith is an argument for the best receiver in the draft. But come on now. He is like that in open field. And, oh my God, we don't put on that Clemson tape. He dominated A.J. Terrell. A.J. Terrell was a good player, first-round draft pick, had a solid rookie campaign with the Falcons. But come on now. He dominated A.J. Terrell. And we're going to talk about the 4 games. Clemson, 221 receiving yards, 2 touchdowns. Bama dominated Trayvon Diggs, 140 yards, 6 receptions. And the Texas game will really cut my eye on him. I watched that game from start to finish. 8 catches, 147 yards, 1 TD. And then his best game probably overall besides the Clemson game, 10 receptions, 229 receiving yards, 4 TDs against Vanderbilt. And come on now, the whole season, 84 receptions, 1,780 rushing, receiving yards. My bad, I make myself together. 20 TDs. Come on now. And he opted out last year. Come on. If he would have played last year, he would have got Heisman. And he won the Biletnikoff Award last season. And his ball tracking down the field, you can see too against Clemson, like when that ball in the air, he won't track the ball. And look, Miami, Philly, who need a receiver, y'all better go get him. Miami, get to with some help. Get that boy. Jamar Chase is a problem. The 6th best player in their draft, the one and only, Devontae Smith, a.k.a. the Slim Reaver, smooth route runner, elite body control in the air, and look, he dominated Shaun Wade. And I love Shaun Wade, big Ohio State fan. Dominated Shaun Wade in the national championship game. 215 receiving yards, 12 receptions, 3 TDs versus Ohio State, and 15 receptions, 184 yards, 3 TDs versus Florida in the SEC championship game. Biletnikoff Award winner, best receiver in the college football, Heisman, SEC Player of the Year, AP Player of the Year, Maxwell Award winner. Come on now, he had the best season last year, man, which I'm glad he came back. So he came back. He really came back. He really could have been first round last year with Henry Ruggs. I think he's better than Henry Ruggs. He would have been a first seed off the board. Henry Ruggs was the first seed off the board last year. He would have been off the board first. But the 2019 campaign, 68 receptions, 1,256 receiving yards, 4 TDs. And this year, his Heisman season, 117 receptions, 1,856, man. 23 TDs, the most in college football, the SEC. Look, man, he's gonna be a great player in the league. Only concerns I see with NFL teams having is size, and he's only 6'1", 175, skinny kid. But look, man, Deshaun Jackson is skinny coming out. Look what type of career he's having. Several kids are Deshaun Jackson been killing it, and that's why I'm gonna give his comparison to Deshaun Jackson. Plays a little bit like him, fast, deep ball threat. Once he gets that ball, see ya to the crib. His frame is, like I said, his frame probably gotta get a little bit bigger. He doesn't drop the ball, so. Yeah, my number 7 player, Zach Wilson. Not really big on Zach Wilson. He's okay. He's an okay prospect. I think he's a little bit overhyped, but he's gonna go at number 2 because the Jets like. I mean, if the team likes you, it doesn't really matter about who thinks you're overrated or not. So yeah, he's gonna go there at number 2. I think that's a great fit for him. But it was time for the Jets to just move on for Darnold. I think they was holding him back. Darnold's gonna do phenomenal things with the Panthers and Matt Rule. And Zach Wilson, I watched him this season. My first time really, I wasn't really hip to him last year. His 2019 season, 2,382 passing yards, 11 TDs, 9 interceptions, 62.4 completion. That don't sound like a number 2 pick to me, but the 2020 season, this past season, 3,692 passing yards, 33 TDs, 3 interceptions, and 74% completion rate. He had a major stat. Look, he's gonna get that big target a chance to go get that ball. He's athletic. He's extensive plays. He can run pretty good at 6'2", 214. He has a cannon, man. He puts that ball deep. As you seen in his pro day, Look, off that 1 foot, he can throw about 50, 60, 70 yards. And look, the Jets, if y'all gonna draft him, surround him with great players. Because if you don't, it's gonna be hard. He's gonna have to do everything himself, like Sam Darnold was trying to do everything by himself. But Zach Wilson, gonna be. I think, like I said, if the Jets surround him with good players and a good protection, he's gonna be fine. He's gonna have a great career. My number 8 player, Trey Lance. Trey Lance is interesting. He's 20 years old. He's only 20 years old. He only had really 1 full season at North Dakota State as a starting quarterback, and that season was a great season. 2,786 passing yards, 28 TDs, 14 rushing TDs, 0 interceptions. 0 interceptions, and that's one of the best that I was looking up. That's one of the best stats of all time in college football. And he's a big QB, 6'4", 226. He runs defenders over and takes care of the football. He doesn't really turn the ball over. He played 1 game this season, and then I think he had 1 turnover that game, and then he was a little bit disappointed. But he ran for like 116 yards. He only threw for like 146 yards. And when they won the game though, but like I said, run the defenders over. He can move them chains, running the ball, passing the ball. And like I said, big QB, take care of the ball. I seen people saying we might trade up and get him, and we as in Washington football team. How do I feel about that? 50-50 because I feel like we just need to get weapons in the draft. And I don't mind getting a quarterback. I feel like we can get Kellen Mond in the 3rd round. Kellen Mond, very underrated quarterback in this draft. I feel like we can just get him. But Trey Lance goes to the right team, develops around a good offense, a good veteran quarterback, another QB that can have a phenomenal career. Jalen Waddle. This dude right here, 5'10", 182, plays exactly like Tyreek Hill. Returns the ball, gets that ball in the open field, zoom, he gone. 11 TDs of his career went for 20 yards. No, my fault. 11 of 20 career TDs went for 50 yards plus. So he's a deep ball threat, electric speed, man. I think they say he's like the fastest on that Bama team his freshman year. Only thing is coming off that ankle injury. Like I said, Tyreek Hill type of player. Whatever team he goes to, y'all can use him on special teams. And he only played 4 games this year because he had that crazy ankle injury. In all the 4 games, he had 100+ yards. UGA 161, Ole Miss 120, TAMU 142, Mizzou 134. In 5 games, 591 yards. He played in the Ohio State game. Only had like 34 receiving yards. Great player. My last player, number 10, Rashawn Slater, 6'4", 302. Look, he been starting since he was a freshman. He played right tackle, left tackle. Be a great player in the NFL. He's smooth. He rules smooth lateral. He had big hands. And look, once he gets his hands on you, it's a wrap. Just like Penei Sewell. He's the 2nd best player in this draft. And I see him. I won't even mad. Look, we probably do need to draft a tackle, whether that's him, Christian Darchnell. I forgot his last name from VTech, but he probably won't be the 2nd lineman off the board. If not, he gonna be the 2nd behind Penei Sewell. But yeah, that's my top 10. And next episode, I'm gonna give you my 1st round mock draft on draft day. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. We gone.